because all this point the finger to Tiffany or allow me, I'm over it. Now it's time for me to speak.
Y'all, Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dolton, just got cuffed by the FBI. Can you believe this? You remember how it was being said that her shopping sprees might have been funded by some shady wire fraud, right? Well, now the feds are stepping in, claiming she turned Dolton's millions into massive debt. How wild is that? Let me tell you, this isn't your everyday small-town drama. Henyard wasn't just leading Dolton, she was leading it up like a real-life Kardashian, all while Dolton's bank account was drying up faster than you can imagine. We're talking about designer handbags, luxury vacations, and a security team that costs more than most people's houses. Seriously, the audacity is unreal. But hold on, because we're about to spill all the tea on how this small-town mayor might have been living large on the taxpayer's dime. Are you ready for this? Because it's about to get messy. The FBI isn't just making accusations, they've got receipts. And trust me, they're coming for Tiffany hard. This situation is so bad, and the deeper you dig, the worse it gets. Ever wonder how a town goes from having millions in the bank to drowning in debt? Well, Tiffany Henyard has some explaining to do, and the FBI is all ears. Let's rewind this mess and see exactly how Dolton's golden girl turned into the FBI's latest headline. It all started when Tiffany Henyard was sworn in as mayor. The previous mayor, Frank Zuccarelli, had passed away suddenly, leaving the position wide open. Tiffany's appointment raised a lot of eyebrows, with many questioning the last-minute decision. But she came in hot, full of promises to Dolton's residents. At first, people were excited. She was like the town's very own celebrity, striding around with big plans and even bigger ambitions. But y'all, that honeymoon phase didn't last long. Before anyone could say taxpayer money, things started to get sketchy. Henyard's administration wasn't just controversial, it was downright hostile. Anyone who dared to question her leadership was shut down faster than you can imagine. It's like she thought she was running her own little kingdom instead of a town.
Here in Thornton Township for the past 10 years, an elected position that helps residents deal with exemptions and property tax appeals. But when she arrived at work this morning, something strange happened.
This was your office?
Yes.
What happened when you tried to open it?
It doesn't work.
Not only had Elston been locked out of her own office, but boxes of sensitive documents that she kept in her office were spread around the common area.
This was under lock and key before.
This was under lock and key.
And now it's just out in the open?
Now it's just out in the open. So it has the taxpayer's name, address.
And here's where it gets even wilder. While Dolton's bank account was draining at lightning speed, Tiffany was living like she had her own personal ATM. Designer everything, fancy trips, and a security team that could rival Hollywood stars. It was all too much. People started asking, how is this even possible? Turns out, she didn't get away with it. The village board stepped in, trying to investigate the crazy spending. But Tiffany wasn't having it. She vetoed their efforts quicker than you can say corruption. She shut down any attempt to hold her accountable, acting as though she was untouchable. Well, guess what? She wasn't. The FBI has been investigating for months, and now they've made their move. The allegations are bold: corruption, wire fraud, abuse of power, and they've got the evidence to back it up. Tiffany Henyard's luxurious lifestyle is coming under fire, and the community is left stunned. So how does a small town with millions in the bank end up drowning in debt? The FBI thinks Tiffany might have the answer, and they're not going to stop until they uncover every detail. This story isn't over, y'all. In fact, it's just getting started.
So who did this to you?
Well, I imagine this new supervisor, Tiffany Henyard.
Brian and Natalie, it is very clear that the trustees in Thornton Township have trust issues, refusing to second a motion by Tiffany Henyard to get routine township bills paid.
I motion that we pay the bills for the general fund. Is there a second? It's been motion and second. Call the roll.
Trustee Jones?
Nope. Radio silence after Henyard attempts to get general fund bills paid. Here's why the trustees didn't go along with it. Last night, the agenda included none of those proposals, so they refused to budge on this.
You guys still don't want to move forward with paying any of the bills in the general fund? That is my question.
Is there a day with the previous week that we could pick, that we could set to review the bills?
Trustee, y'all already have the bills. Do you want to pay the bills
No,
for the general
that's
fund?
what the public
No,
needs
no,
to
no.
know.
Dude, they
The
already
public should
know.
know
Stop.
that. They don't even.
Our meeting is on Tuesday.
So that's a no then.
We're here.
That's
We're
a no.
here.
So
We had time to review
So
it.
we, before
My
we
question
can
is,
set a
are you
day
paying the bills?
to review invoices and
Point of
statements.
order. Is there a motion on the floor to pay the general fund?
So that motion to pay those bills failed. Henyard adjourned the meeting and walked out. Natalie.
But here's the bombshell, y'all. While Henyard was living large, Dolton was sinking fast. A town that once had millions in its bank accounts is now over $3.5 million in debt. Let that sink in. This isn't just bad budgeting. It's like throwing money into a fire pit and then wondering why you're broke. They're not just peeking at a few receipts. They're flipping through every single financial record they can find. Payrolls, budgets, credit card statements, every last penny. It's like watching a slow-made train wreck, y'all. And Henyard has gone from being Dolton's shining star to public enemy number one faster than you can say wire fraud. The feds are breathing down her neck, and it's not looking good for Henyard's empire of luxury goods and lavish trips. It's crumbling faster than a house of cards in a windstorm. But here's the real kicker. When the feds get involved, they don't play around. And they've come for Henyard hard, like trying to solve a million-piece puzzle with her face smack in the middle. What's so big, so juicy, that the FBI is treating this like it's the next Watergate? Well, buckle up, because the FBI didn't just show up. They dropped the hammer. Hard. They've served Tiffany Henyard not one but two subpoenas. That's right, they're coming at her from all directions. The first subpoena, all about her personal business dealings. They're diving into her restaurant, her property management company, and even her political action committees. But hold up, y'all, because the second subpoena takes it to the next level. It's all about Dolton's financial records. We're talking about budgets, payroll, expense reimbursements. Every dime that flowed through Dolton's coffers is being scrutinized. You might be wondering, is it really that serious? Oh, it's serious, all right. Former FBI agent Ross Rice didn't mince words. He called this investigation broad in scope and wide-reaching. When an ex-FBI agent says it's serious, you know it's not some small-town drama. And here's where it gets even juicier. The FBI isn't stopping with Henyard. They're casting a wide net, scooping up everyone in her inner circle. Her top aide, Keith Freeman, he's feeling the heat. Other township officials, they're not off the hook either. The feds are untangling a web of potential corruption, and it's getting messier by the minute. But that's not all, folks. The FBI isn't just reviewing records. They're grilling witnesses left and right, local business owners, former employees. They're all being questioned. It's like the feds are piecing together this scandal one interview at a time. And from the looks of it, the picture they're painting is anything but flattering for Henyard and her crew. No stone is being left unturned, no receipt left crumpled, and no bank statement left unexamined. The FBI is relentless, and they're determined to expose every last detail. For Henyard, it seems like her days of luxury and excess are coming to a screeching halt. The town of Dolton might finally get the answers they've been waiting for. They're determined to get to the bottom of this mess, and they're not stopping until every last detail is uncovered. So what does this all mean for Tiffany Henyard?